Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to our world. Guys, I changed my profile photo. As you know, you should recognize that little boy, Corey Mitchell. The sentencing of his dad who unalived him is Friday, August 2nd at 1:30. I'm hoping to stream it on my channel. If I'm unable to, guys, stream it, watch it. Guys, if you could send letters to the judge, tell the judge what you think, that Christopher Greger should have the book thrown at him. He should have maximum sentence for what he did to his child, right? So I have all that information on my community page or on the video sentencing for Christopher Greger, guys. So this video is about Nicholas Godejohn. So I've talked to you guys about his Cornerstone, right? NPG Cornerstone. I don't know who's behind it, but they seem to be on Nick's side. And I'm on Nick's side. Not that I think that Nick should be walking the streets, because Nick, I don't think you should, but I think you should be in a better place than where you are. I'm very happy that Nick is now working with puppies for parolees. So I don't know if you guys know about that. I did mention something in a video. And it's also on MPG Cornerstone. Guys, it's up to you if you want to subscribe or not. I have subscribed to that. I think that there's a lot of good information. There's things that I agree with and there's things that I don't agree with. Okay? I think Nick, he didn't get a fair trial only because the stuff put out was untrue. Gypsy, the perception of Gypsy is what made things so bad for Nick. And the fact that so much was kept from the trial, so that Nick didn't really get a fair trial per se because of the situation of Nick, the Asperger's, the spectrum, just his deficiencies were taken advantage of not only by Gypsy, but by the system. I don't think that that the woman that interrogated him, I don't think she did wrong. But I think had Nick have had his wits about him, had he have known better, he would have said, listen, let me get a lawyer here. But he didn't. And that's the thing. Did Nick realize? Because see, Nick's very literal. And when Nick was telling the truth about everything, he admitted to the fact that he unalived Didi. With a lawyer there, he probably wouldn't have admitted that. Though he wouldn't have lied, he would have had the direction of a lawyer, which he didn't have until well after his confession. And of course, we know his confession was based on what he believed Gypsy had told the other investigator. Because Nick believed the woman that interrogated him. And her job was to do exactly what she did. And she did a really good job of that. But the system failed him. The system definitely failed him. He deserves to have his fair day in court, to have his trial, his fair trial. Gypsy's out here ruining the world. I was going to say running the world, but she's ruining the world. She's not even running her life. She is just ruining everything in destruction. She's Pigpen from the Charlie Brown. Remember I told you? Woo! What's behind her? Just nothing but a bunch of shit. The destruction that she leaves behind. Why? Because she hasn't been held accountable for her actions. Because she thinks people believed the horse shit that was fed to us before. But now her own actions are showing us more than just this community. Showing lots of people now. I've read people's views of Gypsy are changing simply because of Gypsy. Simply because of Gypsy. Gypsy's actions are finally being seen for what they are. A narcissistic, murder, who wouldn't, I love the one, I always forget the last ER, who wouldn't care about destroying anybody's lives. You just saw what she did to Ryan. And then laughs about it. You know what he found out? She said, he found out I've been talking to you since February. And what was she concerned with? Not hurting that guy's feelings, not hurting Ryan. Are you gonna subpoena my text messages? Yep. But I think, unfortunately, that Ryan could be talked out of getting that done because he's still in love with this picture. It's a picture he's in love with because that person isn't there. Ryan, when somebody shows you who they are, pay attention. She has shown you, she has shown the world who she is. You dodged a bullet, man. You dodged a bullet. I know you don't want to see anything bad happen to her. I know you don't. But do you really think now that Nick was completely guilty and Gypsy was completely innocent and that the manipulation wasn't the other way around? You said that Nick manipulated Gypsy. You know how smart Gypsy is now, and you know about Nick's deficiency. So who do you think was manipulated? Who do you guys think was manipulated? Guys, I think Nick should go and have his fair day because he deserves that as a person. He deserves that. He has had so much loss. You know, God knows where his little brother is. His dad can't get to him because his dad's got disabilities, right? There's very few resources for Nick, right? Yeah, Gypsy's multi-million dollars, right? She's got to be at this point. And she hasn't donated any money that we know of to make the world a better place. And yet she's asked for money for her baby. For this, for that. Come on. Like with, who was that? Jeffree Star. I mean, begging for money. He's sitting in jail for life. She just has nothing. She has no remorse about her mom, no remorse about Nick, no remorse about Ryan, no remorse about Pixie. Guys, if a quarter of the people that supported that crazy woman would support Nick, maybe he would get his fair shot. Again, I don't think Nick should be running the streets. I don't, simply because I don't know what it would take for Nick to be convinced of something else. And let's just say that somehow, you know, Nick said, listen, I will never again raise my hand or raise a knife or anything. I will never harm another person. And he sticks to that because that's the way his mind works. What happens in self-defense? Is he not able to defend himself? Is he not able to defend somebody else? If his mind isn't balanced, and listen, I am not the person that is good about this. I'm going by words, and I'm going by his mom's words. And his mom said in the interrogation that her son believed in things and he fixated on, and things were very black and white, more or less. This is all, I'm not word for word. You can look at the interrogation. I actually want to do a video on the interrogation where if you tell him he believes, you know, so if you convince him of something and he believes it wholeheartedly. He doesn't look, he doesn't question, he doesn't, you know. Gypsy knew this because we know how she is now. You think she just became that way? One of the major victims is Nick. So guys, I want you to check this video out. You can please, you know, check and give the view to NPG. I know that I've got this video on fast speed, but I do want you to check it out because it's an important video. And if you guys think that he should at least have a fair trial, because again, he didn't have a fair trial because of what was said and what wasn't said, and the things that were denied and not denied. Had those things been more fair, he would have had a fair trial. But I don't think he did. And I think Gypsy didn't have a trial because Gypsy lied about a lot of things. And one of the main things she lied about was the fact that she was a victim of Munchausen by proxy. She wasn't. We know this now. She manipulated Nick wholeheartedly because she wanted out of where she was for whatever reason. It wasn't to save her life. She manipulated him like Charlie Manson manipulated his family. And he did so much more time, right? Because he died in prison. Gypsy's out making money. She's out making money on the crime that she manipulated. Supposedly Nick did. But, there's doubt to that now, right? Like, there's doubt now. Why is that okay? Guys, think about it, okay? This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. I thank you guys so much. Always great to be part of your day. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Thai, green tea, matcha, whatever, hot milk, Bloody Mary mix. Guys, and I'm always hungry. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind, guys. Thanks.
Thank you for your time and for watching our most important video thus far. If you really want to make a difference and help Nick's fight for justice, then Mr. Smiley and the NPG Cornerstone Nation have an important request for those true supporters. On Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, the Supreme Court denied his transfer application. Yes, this is a setback that was expected, but it is not the end of the road. Nick has more steps to take on the journey to resentencing. Whether you agree or not, legally speaking, his trial was considered fair by the courts, but it is still an unfair outcome due to his special circumstances. The purpose of his 2022 evidentiary appeal hearing was to set aside his 2018 conviction based on poor representation and enter evidence that was left out of his original trial. With mostly new evidence, new expert testimony, and new witnesses, Judge Jones denied his motion to vacate, set aside, or correct judgment and sentence. Keep in mind that what was unjust at his original trial was the sentence. Even though life without parole is the default sentence for first degree in Missouri, he should have been found guilty of only second degree. Nicholas did not meet the requirements for first degree due to the grounds of his diminished capacity having autism and Asperger's.